What's up everybody, I'm Jake the Lawn Kid. Welcome back to yet another video. I want to go ahead and talk string trimming itself, the method to my madness when it comes to string trimming a lawn quickly. Let's dive in. One of the biggest gold standards, guys, when it comes to string trimming that I like to follow based on what I've heard from other professionals is I always like to start in the front right corner of the property. And what I like to do once I start here is go around counterclockwise the property, doing all the outlines, the fences, all that stuff, and then I'll double back around the house clockwise. I do that for reasons that you'll see later on in this video, but that's my method to my madness and how I like to do it. My order of preference has always been mow, edge, trim, blow. I don't know why, that's just how I do it, that's my thing, and that's how I've gotten the best results. Typically, when I do my edging for demonstrations like this, I like to use a bladed edger, which by the way, the blade edger on the DPAS works extremely well, I must say myself, and I look forward to experiencing that more so going forward. Anyway, getting back to the topic, I like to mow, do my edging, and then do my trimming, which we're going to do right now. Just to give you guys an idea, this edge hasn't been touched at all this year. It's been growing over for 9 solid months. And I gotta say, that's pretty good. So, A+ for the DPAS, guys. All right, let's do it. Oh, I love that power. One of the things I want you guys to take note of what I'm doing. So the reason I go around the house in the way that I do, I'm actually going around the property right now counterclockwise. When I double back and start going around the house clockwise, there's a reason for that. And when I'm also doing it, I'm walking backwards, right? And I'm walking this way from right to left. Now the reason I'm doing that is because with these Echo trimmers, the head spins counterclockwise, right? So what happens is when you put the output, when you put that part of the line that's shooting out at the front, what it's going to do, in theory, is it's going to send all the clippings out into the lawn instead of back into the fence or flower bed or whatever it is you're weed eating around. It's just going to keep things cleaner and make much less work for you in the end when you have to get out there with the blower. It's much less for you to clean up. Walk backwards, right to left if your head spins counterclockwise. If it spins clockwise, do the opposite. Do that to shoot things back into the lawn instead of back into your fence, house, or beds to save you more work with cleanup in the long run. red alert. the battery is dead. Now, this might be my fault. I will say that is a little bit of a shortcoming, but it might be my fault because I don't know how to trim with a guard. I'm being honest with you guys. I've been trimming guard free now for 5 years, and going back to it, it's a little foreign to me. So maybe that's why I stopped short. But if that's the case, even if I didn't stop short, I hope it's not, because when I have to trim an edge of yard, I need battery life. And if I have to go through 6 or 7 batteries to do it, not good. So that's something that I think Echo needs to work on if that's the case. But again, I don't know. So far I like it. Again, I need to get used to it, so I'm not gonna judge it right out the gate. I think it's great. It's different. I will say that it's very different. But other than that, I just hope that's not an issue going forward, and we should be fine. So there you go. Okay, so one thing I think really needs to be cleared up that is a common debate here in the lawn care industry is, Jake, what do you think is better? Is it a combo system that you can change the heads, or is it to get a dedicated unit? Well, what I would say, guys, is it's dependent on your fleet. So if you're running crews with like 4 to 5 people on the crew, and you could have maybe 2 or 3 of them using trimmers / edgers, then I recommend having dedicated units. If you're working solo, on the other hand, and you want to save a little space in your rig, that's where something like this is pretty wonderful, and a little more affordable if you think about it, because you can buy different attachments for the same motor to cut back on your footprint and save a little money. So in the end, it's really up to you and what you want in your lawn care arsenal and how you want your configuration and setup. I just figured I would throw that in there real quick because a lot of people ask me about it, and those are my 2 cents on whether you should get a combo or dedicated units. I think this was kind of a fun review / integration of the new Echo PAS 2600, which I actually did have an opportunity to try out when I did visit Echo headquarters here in Chicago a couple of months ago. And I gotta say, I was a mixture of pleasantly surprised and a little skeptical. Let me explain what I'm talking about. So one of the things that threw me off with this trimmer a little bit was the weight, right? Which is kind of a good and bad thing. You see, I'm used to trimming with gas trimmers, guard free, as I mentioned in the video as well. And because of that, I'm calibrated a little differently when it comes to my skill set with a trimmer, if that makes sense. This trimmer was a little bit of a throw off for me because you don't have that extra weight, if you will, to kind of balance you out that you get on the gas tank. It's a little lighter, which is kind of good for a lot of people who want something that's going to be a little lenient on your back. But for someone like me, who again just needs to get used to this, it was a little throw off, and it actually made me take a little bit longer showing you guys how to trim more efficiently. But battery life, the battery didn't last long enough for me to trim my entire yard. Now I know there's a lot of variables that can influence that for a lot of people. A trimmer isn't always going to last an entire yard's worth on one battery, depending on the size of the yard and the amount of trimming that you're doing. But a yard like mine, that's a basic cookie cutter, that's about 5,000 square feet, I kind of expected the battery to make it all the way to the end, considering I didn't have that much trimming left until I was done. Now I know there are a lot of people out there who would say, well, is there a turbo mode? Yes, I actually was running it in turbo mode because because that's where I found it to do the best. I gotta say, I was very, very impressed with what this trimmer had to offer, being that it was very lightweight and very compact, and you have the ability to switch out attachments. Guys, that's pretty cool. As I mentioned earlier in the video, you're a solo owner-operator who doesn't want to carry a whole lot of stuff in the trailer, you don't want to invest in these racks to hold 4 or 5 different trimmers slash edgers, then this is the way to do it. It's going to be easy for you. And on top of that, you can also expand a little bit further into the green industry with something like this. You don't just have to have lawn attachments. You can get brush cutters, you can get leaf blowers, snow paddles, you can get all sorts of things. The list is endless on the attachments you can get. The versatility is there. So Echo, I gotta say, you guys are doing great things with this. I'm really happy with it, and I really do, again, look forward to putting this unit through its paces with other attachments that I have later in the year. There you go, guys. Those are my 2 cents on the Echo DPAS 2600. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought about it. With that, I'm Jake the Lawn Kid. Thank you for watching. I gotta go because I gotta get on with things. I'll see you in the next video. Later.